You're alone in the house. It's late. You're doing something ordinary, washing a plate, scrolling your phone, walking down a dark hallway toward a room you've walked into 1,000 times before. And then it hits you. That feeling, the prickle on the back of your neck, the sudden total certainty that someone, somewhere, is watching you. You turn around. Nothing. An empty room, a closed door, silence that seems to lean in a little too close. You laugh at yourself. You go back to what you were doing. But the feeling doesn't fully leave, does it? Some quiet part of you keeps one ear open to the room behind you. Here's what's strange. You were right to check. Not because someone was there, but because for millions of years, the humans who checked are the only ones who lived long enough to become your ancestors. The feeling of being watched isn't a glitch. It's one of the oldest tools your brain owns, and the real reason you feel it is far stranger than a ghost in the hallway. Let's go back. Picture your ancestor hundreds of thousands of years ago, not in a house, out in the open, tall grass on every side, the light fading fast. Somewhere in that grass, eyes might be watching. A leopard, a rival, a snake coiled in the shade. Your ancestor cannot see the predator. That's the entire problem. A predator that lets itself be seen has already failed. The dangerous ones are the ones that watch you first, from a place you'll never think to look. So, evolution faced a brutal math problem. How do you defend against a threat you can't detect? The answer was not better eyes. The answer was a better assumption. Your brain evolved to treat the feeling of being watched as real, even when there was no proof at all. It became the smoke alarm of the mind. And a smoke alarm has one job: go off too often rather than too late. Think about the two ways your ancestor could be wrong. Option 1. He feels watched, spins around, and there's nothing there. He wastes a few seconds and a little energy. He feels a bit silly. That's the whole cost. Option 2. He feels nothing, relaxes, and the thing in the grass was real. That mistake he only makes once. Do you see the imbalance? A false alarm costs you almost nothing. A missed alarm costs you everything. So, the brains that fired the alarm constantly, even into empty grass, are the brains that survived. You did not inherit calm ancestors. You inherited the paranoid ones. Every single one of them. Now, here's where it gets specific and stranger. Your brain has actual hardware built for one purpose: detecting whether something is looking at you. Deep in a fold of tissue called the superior temporal sulcus, there are cells that do almost nothing else. They track eyes. They track the direction of a gaze. They fire hardest at one particular thing: a face turned toward you, staring straight into you. This is why a pair of eyes in the dark hits you like an electric shock, long before you can name what you're seeing. The alarm goes off before the thinking begins. You feel the stare, then you understand it, never the other way around. And this system has a bias baked right into it: a tilt. A scientist named Colin Clifford at the University of Sydney ran a simple experiment. He showed people faces where the eyes were ambiguous, not clearly looking at them, not clearly looking away, just uncertain. What did people decide? Over and over, when they couldn't be sure. They decided the eyes were looking at them. When your brain doesn't have enough information, it doesn't flip a coin. It defaults to one answer. You are being watched. Assume the gaze is on you. Because out in that ancient grass, that assumption is the one that keeps you breathing. So, the feeling in your hallway isn't madness. It's your brain running the safest guess it has ever known. But we're not finished, because there's a twist here that turns the whole thing inside out. The watcher your brain fears most was never really the leopard. For most of human history, the deadliest eyes belonged to other people, your own kind, the rival who wanted your food, the stranger who wanted your place in the group, the member of your own tribe deciding, quietly, whether you could be trusted. And this rewired something profound in you, because a human who feels watched behaves differently. You stand straighter, you act kinder, you follow the rules. You become, for a moment, the best version of yourself, purely because you sense an audience. There's a beautiful study that proves this. A researcher named Melissa Bateson at Newcastle University ran it in a real staff coffee room. People paid for their drinks using an honesty box. No cashier, no cameras, just trust. Every week, Bateson changed one thing: a small image taped above the box. Some weeks it was a picture of flowers. Other weeks, it was a picture of human eyes. Nothing else changed. No rules, no announcements. But in the weeks with the eyes, people paid nearly 3 times as much for their coffee. A photograph, not even a real person, just the drawing of a gaze, and grown adults suddenly became honest. That instinct lives inside you right now. The sense of being watched doesn't only frighten you, it civilizes you. It's the invisible referee that let humans build tribes, then villages, then cities full of strangers who mostly behave, even when no one is technically looking. Which brings us to the last piece, the strangest one. Your brain is so tuned to detect watchers that it invents them. Psychologists call it a hyperactive agency detection system. When something moves in the dark, when the floor creaks, when the wind knocks a branch against the glass, your mind doesn't reach for the boring answer. It reaches for a who. Someone is there. Something has a face. This one reflex, running for millions of years, may be one of the deepest roots of everything humans have ever imagined watching over them. The ancestor spirit, the forest god, the feeling that the universe itself has eyes and is quietly keeping score. You feel watched in an empty room for the same reason your species has always looked up at an empty sky and felt certain that something up there was looking back. So the next time you're alone and the light is low and that prickle crawls up the back of your neck, don't be so quick to laugh it off. That feeling is not weakness. It is not a broken mind seeing threats that aren't there. It is 100,000 generations of survivors, all whispering the same ancient instruction through your nervous system. Check the grass. Watch your back. You are never quite as alone as you think. You turn around. The room is empty. But something old and loyal inside you refuses completely to believe it. Thank you for watching to the end. Comment "watched" if you made it this far. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. For more videos like this one, click here or here for more videos.